All right, we are back today with our ongoing look at the best things we need to do for our families when getting our kids in school. Potential Magazine looks at that. Pam Ashburn, she is the publisher and the editor of the magazine, and she's here with us once again today to look at one of the topics. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, so one of the thing we're talking about today is children who deal with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Right.
It is different. You said you even found there's so much difference for them when it comes to college.
There is, and it's something that I didn't realize that you needed to be aware of. So if you have a child, and apparently, according to the statistics, 1 in 5 teen boys does have ADHD.
Wow.
So this is probably a lot of us parents, and 11% of all school-age children have it.
Okay.
So now, of course, there's varying degrees. We have a contributor in Potential Magazine who is the director of psychology, or the Psychological Counseling Center at Auburn University, and so she's given us a lot of tips. Because of the American Disabilities Act, ADA, they are required at the public universities to make accommodations. And I kind of think of it as like when you're playing golf and you get a handicap. It's so that the playing field is level. And so we want all of our children to be successful, and that's one of the missions of Potential, is that your children can reach success at whatever they do.
And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, this is what my child has. He does need this because it helps him.
Right. And colleges, and colleges have offices that deal with these disabilities, but you need to start working on this before they get there. A lot of kids don't contact these offices or have their parents help them with these accommodations. So once they start failing in college, they start asking for help, and really that could all be avoided.
Because some of the things you say, they may qualify for longer time to take a test, just things that they would need because of what they deal with.
Exactly, and it may be that they need help with a note taker, or maybe they need the notes before class, or they can sit in front of, another example might be sitting in the front of the class with an audio recorder for the lectures. The things that, just because your child has a prescription for ADHD medicine doesn't mean that they would qualify, because some doctors will give that based on just like a little small test. They need to have a full psychological evaluation. And probably the most important thing is the colleges that your child's interested in, call and ask, what things do we need to get? That's right, because it's not something that you're going to get overnight.
Next?
Yes, there's a checklist of things that she had given us, and it's make a list of those colleges, find out what you need,
so these
and
are
begin
things
to
do
collect
certain
it.
years in high school.
And that's what you do in your junior year. Your senior year, that's when you start narrowing down those colleges. When you go on your campus visit, ask to talk to the disability specialist. So then you can discuss with them what they can do, what they can't do, what they recommend, because they've got a lot of experience. And then,
more and more, I imagine they're doing it today.
They are. I was just at the University of North Alabama, and they were talking about that they have 2 people that's all their job is.
That's all they do now?
Yeah. And I think it's great, because they don't want children to leave school either. They want them to be successful and retain them. The other thing that you need to make sure is they're getting thousands of applications just in general. You need to make sure you're following up. And so that summer before they start, make sure that those accommodations have been communicated, that it's been documented. So don't just leave it to chance. Make sure you follow up. And then I think this is important, is there's some things that your kids that they can do to help be prepared for college and be successful. And some of those are, getting some study skills training. High school's a lot different than college. And so this is probably a wise investment. Encourage them, especially if they're living away from home, to get those good study skills, to like studying in a quiet place without distractions. And if they are struggling, and I think most parents are pretty much in communication with their kids, but if they're having trouble, encourage them to go to the disability school specialist and say, I'm still struggling, what can I do?
And that's what they're trying to do, is to help kids to do that.
The other thing said, and I know like Troy University has some writing centers where they can go through and review your papers and make sure that they're correct, and they have free tutoring at a lot of our colleges. So make sure that you take advantage of it. And I love this one. Always attend your professor's review sessions before the exams. Always. Good advice.
Yes. So, a lot to kind of muddle through, but that's why we have Pam on to help us muddle through these things. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you.